Hello, everybody. How you doing on this fine Sunday morning? You got that Sunnyvale Reject in the house, and it's been a while. It's probably been 2 weeks since I shot a full-length video, and you can probably guess why. I have been sick as hell. I had bronchitis for a while. I thought I got over it, but then I had a relapse and it was doubly hard, doubly hard. And again, as you guys probably know, they bricked up my window at school and there's no sunlight coming in, and what a downer it is. But not today. I'm at home, I don't have to think about work, and the sun is shining. So I decided to show you guys my satirical, my humorous book collection by authors you probably know. And guys, as crazy as the world is right now, you need some relief. I never claimed to read for a need of escapism, but I will say that now. The world is a crazy place. You know, it always has been. It's not like it's worse now than it has been in the past. It's just that we know more about it because of, you know, our availability and ease of access to news information now through social media and whatnot, you know. So let's forget about all the BS for a minute. Let's love each other and let's talk about some damn funny books that you're gonna love. And these are good anytime books, but especially as summer is right around the corner and you can take these books to the beach, listen to the waves, and escape. Relax. Ease yourself into a beautiful nap on the beach. Okay, here we go. Have you guys ever heard of Christopher Moore? Christopher Moore? He began writing when he was 12 years old. He's 68 now. And his first book, I think, was called Practical Demon Keeping, which was actually bought by Disney before he even found a publisher. Look him up. He's got a ton of just hilarious books out there. And he writes comic horror, comic fantasy, things of that nature. You're going to love them. And the books are small and little and cute. This is You Suck. Let's see. Mr. Moore, whose cult readership finds him delightful for good reason, marches to his own little drummer boy. Mr. Moore is seriously wicked about humor. Clearly the unhinged hyacinth, his daily show funny and willing to subvert anything. Christopher Moore has to be counted among America's most offbeat and uncharacterizable contemporary authors. Okay, I got that out finally. Let's see. Don't really say much about the book. Here we go. Here we go. Let's read this. You bitch! You killed me. You suck. Being dead sucks. Make that being undead sucks. Literally. Just ask Thomas C. Flood, waking up after a fantastic night unlike anything he's ever experienced. He discovers that his girlfriend, Jody, the woman of his dreams, is a vampire. And surprise, now he's one too. I'll be damned. It's You Suck by Christopher Moore. Yep. Oh, they made two of his books into movies. It was called, one was called Santa and Pete, and the other one was called The Stupidest Angel. Okay, who's next? Tim Dorsey. I write about Tim Dorsey and I Think Laughing Is Forever. My gosh, except for Christopher Moore, a lot of these books, almost all of them, take place in Florida because it is a hotbed for weirdness. This is Electric Barracuda by Tim Dorsey. Have you ever heard about it? Tim Dorsey is no longer with us, but he wrote a host of hilarious books that keep us rolling around in laughter long after he's gone. Praise for Tim Dorsey. Pure gonzo humor, the undisputed king of the comic crime novel, gut-busting, wickedly fun. Yeah. What is it about, you ask? Serge Storms, which is his hapless protagonist, the lovable thermonuclear vigilante and one-stop Florida trivia shop, has been leaving corpses strewn across the Sunshine State for more than a decade. The authorities, especially one tenacious state agent, have begun to notice the exponential body count and send a task force to track down Serge. Could his luck finally have run out? Read the book and find out. Electric Barracuda. Nice little hardback. And here's another one by Mr. Dorsey. This one's called The Clownfish Blues. The Clownfish Blues. Look at that. What do you think? All right, let's see. If you're loud and proud Floridian Surge A storms, how do you follow up on your very own remake of Easy Rider? You shoot your own episodes of your favorite classic television shows, Route 66, with Coleman riding shotgun. Surge is rolling down the highway of his dreams in a vintage silver Corvette. It doesn't matter that the actual Route 66 doesn't pass through Florida, for Surge discovers that a dozen episodes near the show's end were filmed, really, in his beloved home state. So for Surge and the always toked and stoked Coleman, the Sunshine State is all the road you need to get your kicks. You can imagine the kind of shenanigans that ensue. It's Tim Dorsey and it's Clownfish Blues, and it's a wonderfully funny book, but especially for summer on the beach. Okay, moving right along. This man is, to me, besides the next three actually, but I really, really like this guy. His name is Dave Barry. Dave Barry is 77 years old. He was born in New York, but raised in or around Fort Lauderdale, Plantation, Florida. When he first moved to Plantation, it was a small, quiet suburb, but now it's a big city. And he says that, Florida is all about being weird. For a state that has 1,000 people move to it every day, these people don't move here for legitimate good reasons. They move here to be criminals and whatnot. So it's just an easy target for a satirical writer, He also wrote for the Miami Herald from 1983 to 2005, for which he won the Pulitzer Prize. Dave Barry is an amazing writer. He really is. And he talks often about the differences between writing a column, which is just joke after joke, and you're setting yourself up for punchlines. But the novels have to be all story, and plot driven, and they have to have character depth and all of that. So I like it when he talks about the difference between straight satire and the novel form. It's meaningful, especially for folks that want to write. So this is a Swamp Story. Swamp Story by Dave Barry. It's not all humor with Dave Barry. Dave Barry's youngest brother and his father suffered from alcoholism, and his sister, I think her name was Mary Catherine, was hospitalized for schizophrenia. So you've heard me mention numerous times that a lot of writing comes from a place of pain, and a lot of humor does too. That's why we got to relax and we got to take a break and not take ourselves too seriously when we're listening to comedy, because you don't know where the comic himself or the writer has been. And they have earned the right to tell their story however they want to, and we have the right to like it and listen or not. All right, so this is Swamp Story. Jessie Braddock is trapped in a tiny cabin deep in the Everglades with her infant daughter and her ex-boyfriend, a wannabe reality TV star who turned out to be a lot prettier on the outside than on the inside. Broken, desperate for a way out, Jessie stumbles across a long-lost treasure, which could solve all her problems if she can figure out how to keep it. The trouble is, some very bad men are also looking for the treasure, and they know Jessie knows where it is. This is a Dave Barry. This is Swamp Story. And you gotta have it on your shelf. Another one by Dave Barry. Dave Barry's First. Y'all probably saw this movie. It was great. It was so funny. This is Big Trouble, 1999. It is adapted into a major motion picture. And he's also been in a few bands. I forgot about that. Dave Barry's a lead guitarist, and he's been in a few bands. One was called Federal Duck. The other one was called Urban Professionals and Rock Bottom Remainders, etc., etc. So not only was he a columnist for the Miami Herald and a novelist, but he was also in a band. Creative dude. Look at him. Come on. Whatever the hell he's going to say is funny as hell. This guy does not take himself too seriously. But all of these guys hate politicians, and they use their humorous voice to talk about their unhappiness with the way things are going, one of these writers you will see is akin to Faulkner when Faulkner talked about the destruction of Oxford, which is really what he was talking about, not lamenting the fall of slavery, but the destruction of his boyhood home. So this is Big Trouble. And in the city of Coconut Grove, Florida, these things happen. A struggling ad man named Elliot Arnold drives home from a meeting with the client from hell. Elliot's teenage son, Matt, fills a Squirtmaster 9000 for his turn at a high school game called Killer. Matt's intended victim, Jenny Herc, sits down with her mom in front of the TV for what she hopes will be a peaceful evening for once. Jenny's alcoholic and secretly embezzling stepfather, Arthur, emerges from the maid's room, angry for being rebuffed. Henry and Leonard hit two men from New Jersey, pull up to the Herc's house for a real game of Killer. Let's see, Arthur's embezzling, apparently not having been quite so secret to his employers after all, and a homeless man named Puggy settles down for the night in a treehouse just inside the Herc's yard. Whew. I feel like I can hardly talk. I haven't slept right in about 10 days. I didn't eat for 5 of those days, which is crazy, but I'm on the mend. So thank you guys, as always, for being patient with me. And because of it, I promise you that I pay it forward, and I'm patient with folks too. So what goes around comes around. Thank you. This is Dave Barry's Big Trouble. Check out any of his books, and you're going to have yourself a great laugh. And there's some plot here. There's some character development. This guy doesn't take the easy way out. His books are, I don't know. I don't want to say they're intense. They're intense from beginning to end. Now, here's a guy that needs no introduction. You know him, you love him. It's Elmore Leonard. It's Elmore Leonard. I have a beautiful signed copy. Let me just show you. I have a beautiful signed copy of his book, Kill Shot. Check it out. Here we go. Check him out. His books are funny, but not funny in the way that the rest of these books are funny. This just happens to be the funniest. It's Elmore Leonard, and it's Maximum Bob, and a lot of the locales in this book I'm familiar with. They're down the street. Dale Crow Jr. told Kathy Baker, his probation officer, he didn't see where he had done anything wrong. He had gone to the go-go bar to meet a buddy of his, had one beer, that's all. You can't just have one beer, come on. While he was waiting, minding his own business, and this go-go whore came up to his table and started giving him a private dance he never asked for. Enter the world of Elmore Leonard. The setting is Palm Beach County. That's where I live, Florida, where someone places a live 10-foot alligator in the backyard of the bigoted redneck judge, Bob Gibbs, known to all as Maximum Bob, and his wife, Leanne, a former wiki-watchy mermaid. Not long after that, shots are fired into the judge's house. It doesn't take much figuring to conclude that someone's out to get him, and that the malefactor isn't going to stop after the second try. There's a long list of suspects. Dale Crow Jr., who just got an outrageous sentence for a minor crime. His uncle Elvin, a killer on parole. Raring to go again, come on. Dr. Tommy Vasco, a drugged out former medical doctor. His equally bizarre friend Hector, and Dickie Campu, who makes a living poaching alligators. And guess what? That's not it. There's others. This is Elmore Leonard. It's Maximum Bob. If you like crime thrillers with a little, humor, give them a shot. You're really going to like it. Maybe you like to Get Shorty. Do you remember Get Shorty? How awesome was that book? On to the last writer. This is Carl Hiaasen. Carl Hiaasen of Norwegian descent. The only writer on the list that was born and raised in Florida. And I really like Hiaasen's, I really like his writing style, but I like what he has to say about writing from a place of pain and to escape trauma and to deal with trauma. The guy's been writing since he was 6 years old, since he got a typewriter from his father, and he hasn't stopped since. He's 72 now. In fact, Dave Barry is 77, and Christopher Moore is 68, and Tim Dorsey, of course, is not with us anymore. But born and raised in South Florida, he saw his beautiful state being paved over. I may have mentioned it before, 400 plus acres a day of green space is ruined in the name of what? We don't make anything. It's just growth. And it's disturbing. But anyway, that's where his books come from, a place of pain and real awareness. He's won so many awards, including the Newbery Honor. He won the Haywood Braun Award and the Marjorie Harris Carr Award for Environmental Advocacy. So there you go. Carl Hiaasen. This is Squirm. You probably read Hoot. Hoot was amazing. These are great for adults, but also for middle grade, young adult. They're just fun books, and they take place outside, like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. This summer, Billy Dickens will fly across the country, hike a mountain, float a river, dodge a grizzly bear, shoot down a spy drone, save a neighbor's cat, save an endangered panther, and then try to save his own father. There you go. Carl Hiaasen, Squirm. You're going to love it. Okay, the last book on the list. This is it. Look at that. That nice, rich paper. It's Carl Hiaasen's Skinny Dip, baby. Come on. Beautiful book. Beautiful color combinations. Very simplistic. Just amazing. And look at my man. Look at my man. Trying to smile through it all. Trying to smile through it all. It's Carl Hiaasen's Skinny Dip. Let's see what it's about, y'all. Chaz Peroni might be the only marine scientist in the world who doesn't know which way the Gulf Stream runs. He might also be the only one who went into biology just to make a killing, and now he's found a way. Doctoring water samples so that a ruthless agribusiness tycoon can continue illegally dumping fertilizer into the endangered Everglades? Oh no. We cannot have that, no matter what. When Chaz suspects that his wife Joey has figured out his scam, he pushes her overboard from a cruise liner into the night dark Atlantic. Unfortunately for Chaz, his wife doesn't die after the fall. Clinging blindly to a bale of Jamaican pot, Joey Peroni is plucked from the ocean by former cop and current loner Mick. Is that Mick or Mike? No, that's Mick. Mick Stranahan. Instead of rushing to the police and reporting her husband's crime, Joey decides to stay dead and, with Mick's help, screw with Chaz until he screws himself. And once again, trouble getting that out. Guys, I'm on the mend, but I'm not 100% yet. But you know what? I don't ever expect anybody to be 100%. We are flawed, and it's okay to be flawed. We don't have to be 100% all the time. It's Carl Hiaasen. It's Skinny Dip. It's a wonderful book for any time reading, but especially during the summer. All of these books make great beach reads and summer reads when you're at the house with the windows open and it's not too hot and the wind is blowing the blinds and making that rustling, beautiful sound that makes us sleepy that we all know. Great for that. And it's a great time for me to shut up and leave you alone. And I wish you the very best on this beautiful Sunday. I hope it's beautiful where you're at. And if it's not, make it a beautiful day. As always, stay cool. Keep reading. And why not write your own book while you're at it? Take care.